Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Pizza time. Pizza time.
Alley Cat Blues. surface.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time.
Technodrome. Let's kick shout.
Pizza time.
prehistoric turtlesaurus. Skull and crossbones.
Pizza time.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee. Neon Knight Riders.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before. Technodrome, the final shell shock.